There's a particular kind of magic in walking out to your garden, whatever the season, and picking something to eat. A simple, profound connection. And yet, so many of us gardeners believe that having a fresh supply of fruit all year round is a complicated dream. Something reserved for vast orchards or tropical climes. I'm here to tell you that it's not only possible, but surprisingly straightforward. The secret lies not in having dozens of trees, but in choosing the right ones. With just a handful of carefully selected species, you can create a rolling harvest that provides fresh, delicious fruit almost every single month of the year. This isn't about chasing fleeting harvests, it's about establishing a system of long-term abundance. It's about food security that tastes wonderful and a kind of effortless production that works in harmony with the seasons, rather than fighting against them. Once established, these trees ask for very little but give back so much year after year. They become a permanent, life-giving feature of your garden and your life, weaving you into the rhythm of the seasons in the most satisfying way. So, in this guide, we'll walk through the garden together, and I'll introduce you to 10 of the most reliable and generous fruit producers. We'll explore what makes each one so valuable, from their harvest times to their unique characteristics and simple care needs. My goal is for you to leave this video feeling not just inspired, but equipped with the knowledge to plant a future filled with your own homegrown fruit, month after month. Let's begin. We begin with a tree that is, to my mind, the very cornerstone of a year-round garden, the lemon. There is something wonderfully reassuring about a lemon tree. It seems to operate on its own generous timescale, often holding flowers, green fruit, and ripe yellow globes all at once. A complete cycle of life on a single plant. This near-continuous production means you are seldom without a lemon when you need one. Unlike many fruits that have a fleeting window of ripeness, a lemon will happily hang on the branch for months, just waiting for you, getting juicier all the while. This remarkable ability to hold its fruit transforms the lemon from a seasonal treat into a constant pantry staple, right outside your door. It's the ultimate convenience. Whether you need a slice for a drink, a zest for a cake, or a squeeze of juice to brighten up a meal, the tree is always ready to provide. This is especially true for varieties like the Meyer lemon, which is a little sweeter and even more prolific. It's a plant that just keeps on giving, a cheerful splash of yellow even on the grayest of winter days. It's often thought that citrus trees are demanding, but lemons are surprisingly accommodating. They thrive in pots, which is perfect for those of us in cooler climates who need to bring them indoors for winter, and their needs are beautifully simple. The key to keeping them happy and productive is consistent feeding. I find a monthly little drink does the trick perfectly. Just 1 liter of water, mixed with a single tablespoon of good quality liquid seaweed feed, is all it takes to encourage that endless cycle of blossom and fruit. This simple routine provides the micronutrients the tree needs to support its constant efforts. It's not a demanding chore, but a small, quiet ritual that connects you to the plant and its needs. You're not just watering it. You are nurturing its ability to provide for you throughout the year. The scent of the blossoms alone is a reward, a promise of the sharp, clean flavor to come. A lemon tree is not just a plant, it's a partnership. And so, for its sheer reliability, its defiance of the seasons, and its simple demands, the lemon earns its place as the first tree in our year-round orchard. It's a beacon of productivity. It teaches us that abundance doesn't have to be complicated. Sometimes, it's as simple as feeding your friend once a month and waiting for it to hand you a little piece of sunshine whenever you ask for it. Next, we have a fruit that feels ancient and luxurious, yet is one of the easiest to grow, the fig. There is a certain romance to a fig tree, with its large, architectural leaves and its deep, honeyed fruit. Many gardeners are hesitant, thinking they require a Mediterranean climate to thrive, but many varieties are surprisingly tough and adaptable. The true magic of the fig, for our purposes, is its potential for 2 distinct harvests in a single year. Media Group, close-up of Breba figs on bare branches in spring, figs on old and new growth branches a stalk, distribute equally, a Breba crop on old wood in early summer, and a main crop on new wood in the autumn. This twofold gift is what makes the fig such a star performer in the productive garden. Just as your early summer berries are finishing, the fig steps in with its first offering. Then, as the season begins to wane and other trees are shutting down, it offers up a second, often more abundant, harvest. This extends your fresh fruit season significantly, bridging the gap between summer and late autumn with minimal effort. There is truly nothing that compares to the flavor of a fig picked warm from the sun, a taste that shop-bought versions simply cannot replicate. The beauty of the fig lies in its self-sufficiency. Once established, it is remarkably drought-tolerant and largely pest-free. It has a stoic, independent nature. It doesn't demand constant feeding or an intricate pruning regime. In fact, most figs fruit best when they are, to a certain extent, left alone. They simply get on with the business of growing and producing, asking only for a sunny, sheltered spot to call home. This minimal-effort approach is a relief in a busy garden and a testament to the resilience of nature. For those in colder regions, a fig can be grown in a large container and moved to a sheltered spot for winter, or fan-trained against a warm, south-facing wall. This not only protects the plant, but also concentrates the sun's energy, encouraging the wood to ripen, which is essential for a good crop. The sight of a fig tree, laden with fruit against a brick wall, is one of the great joys of gardening, a perfect blend of the practical and the beautiful. So, for its double-cropping generosity, its incredible rich flavor, and its wonderfully low-maintenance character, the fig is an essential addition. It's a tree that rewards you twice over for very little work. It brings a touch of the exotic and a wealth of sweetness to your garden, proving that some of the most luxurious things in life are also the simplest to achieve. It's a true gift that keeps on giving. Now for a taste of the tropics that you might be surprised to find on this list, the guava. In warmer climates, the guava is a marvel of productivity, a true powerhouse. It can fruit multiple times throughout the year, sometimes almost continuously, ensuring there's always something sweet and fragrant to pick. The aroma of a ripening guava is unmistakable and intoxicating. It's a scent that fills the air and signals that a delicious, vitamin-rich treat is imminent. This constant cycle of production makes it an invaluable asset in any garden where the winters are mild. But what about those of us in cooler zones? Well, the guava has a generous spirit for us too. While it may not fruit continuously, it will consolidate its energy to produce one single, incredibly heavy crop towards the end of summer or in early autumn. This single harvest is often so abundant that one tree can provide you with more than enough fruit to eat fresh, share with friends, and preserve for the months ahead. It's a different rhythm, but no less rewarding. One of the most practical attributes of the guava is its storage capability. The fruits are often picked when they are mature, but still firm, and they will continue to ripen beautifully on your kitchen counter over a week or two. This staggered ripening is a huge advantage. It means you don't have to deal with the entire crop all at once. You can bring them in and enjoy them at a leisurely pace, extending the pleasure of the harvest and reducing waste. This is a simple but crucial characteristic for a home grower. Guavas are also wonderfully versatile. They can be eaten fresh, of course, skin and all, but they also make fantastic jams, jellies, and pastes. The famous guava cheese is a delicacy for a reason. This ability to be transformed into long-lasting preserves means that even a single large crop can be enjoyed throughout the winter, bringing a touch of tropical sunshine to the darkest months. The tree is not just giving you fruit, it's giving you a project and a pantry full of flavor. Whether you are in a warm climate enjoying its constant pulse of fruit, or in a cooler one anticipating its single magnificent bounty, the guava is a worthy contender. Its fragrance, its heavy yields, and its excellent storage qualities make it a practical and delightful choice. It's a tree that brings an exotic flair and a dependable harvest, a sweet and fragrant heartbeat in the productive garden. There are, honestly, few things that say summer quite like the taste of a perfectly ripe peach, with its juice just running down your chin. While some of the trees on our list offer a steady trickle of fruit, the peach is really all about that intense, overwhelming, seasonal abundance. A healthy, mature peach tree is just a sight to behold in midsummer, its branches bowed low, heavy with hundreds of fragrant, blushing fruits. This isn't a subtle harvest, it's a celebration, a glut of sweetness that truly defines the peak of the season. The sheer volume of fruit from a single tree is, well, staggering. It's a moment of such plenty that you feel absolutely compelled to share it. You'll have enough for your family, for neighbors, for preserving, and for eating fresh until, honestly, you are completely satisfied. This is food security in its most joyful form. The goal with a peach tree isn't just to get a few fruits, but to manage the glorious onslaught. Thinning the young fruitlets in late spring is a crucial task, not to reduce the harvest, but to make sure the remaining fruits grow large, sweet, and juicy. This intense production period really does require a specific kind of support from us. Unlike a fig that thrives on neglect, a peach tree needs just a little more attention to fuel its grand performance. The most important thing you can do is provide deep, consistent watering, especially during the final month of the fruit's development. This is when the peaches swell and develop their sugars. A good, deep soaking of about 20 liters of water, once a month during the growing season, right at the base of the trunk, makes all the difference. This deep watering encourages the roots to grow downwards, making the tree more resilient and ensuring the water gets where it's needed most. It's a simple act, but it directly translates into the quality and quantity of your harvest. You're essentially helping the tree to fill each and every one of those hundreds of fruits with the sweet juice that makes them so irresistible. It's a direct investment in the flavor of your summer. So while the peach harvest may be concentrated into just a few glorious weeks, its impact is enormous. It represents the height of summer's generosity. By understanding its need for a good deep drink, you can unlock its full potential. The peach really teaches us that sometimes abundance isn't a gentle stream but a joyful flood, a moment of pure, sweet excess that creates memories for the whole year. If you want a fruit tree that establishes quickly and asks for almost nothing in return, then you really must consider the mulberry. There's an eagerness to the mulberry tree. It just seems to want to fruit. Young trees will often produce a crop within just a couple of years of planting, which is incredibly rewarding for an impatient gardener. This early fruiting means you don't have to wait a decade to start reaping the rewards of your work. It's almost instant gratification in the slow world of trees. What I particularly value about the mulberry is its long harvest window. Unlike a cherry tree, which seems to demand you pick everything over a single weekend, the mulberry ripens its fruit over several weeks, sometimes even a month or more. From late spring into early summer, you can wander out each day and find a new scattering of ripe, dark berries ready for picking. This extended season makes for a much more relaxed and enjoyable harvest, providing a steady supply for breakfast, snacks, and baking. This relaxed harvest is matched by the tree's low-maintenance nature. Mulberries are tough, vigorous trees that are rarely bothered by pests or diseases. They're self-fertile, so you only need one, and honestly, they're not fussy about soil. They just need a spot in the sun and room to grow. They're the epitome of a plant-it-and-forget-it tree, a perfect choice for a beginner, or for anyone who wants maximum return for minimal intervention. Their resilience is truly admirable. The only real work involved with a mulberry is the harvest itself, which can be a bit of a messy affair, staining fingers and paths a deep royal purple. But even this can be turned into a simple, clever trick. By laying an old sheet or tarpaulin on the ground and gently shaking the branches, the ripe berries will fall, collecting themselves for you. It's a fun activity, especially with children, and a very efficient way to gather the bounty without squashing a single berry. For its speed to fruit, its wonderfully long and relaxed harvest period, and its sheer toughness, the mulberry is a champion of the low-maintenance garden. It's not as famous as an apple or a pear, but it is one of the most generous and dependable trees you can plant. It provides that first, deep, wine-like taste of summer, and it does so with an easygoing grace that every gardener can appreciate. No list of fruit trees would be complete without the apple. It's perhaps the most classic and versatile of all garden fruits, but its true potential for year-round supply is often overlooked. We tend to think of apples as a purely autumn fruit, but with clever selection of varieties, you can actually be picking fresh apples from your own trees from late summer right through to the depths of winter. The secret isn't in one magic apple tree, but in a small collection of different cultivars that ripen in succession. You can begin your harvest in August with an early variety like Discovery or Irish Peach, apples that are crisp, juicy, and meant to be eaten straight from the tree. Then, as you move into autumn, you can harvest mid-season varieties like a classic Cox's Orange Pippin or a James Grieve. These are the apples of September and October, perfect for eating, cooking, and juicing. This staggered harvest is the first step to extending your season. The real key to unlocking winter fruit, though, lies with the late-season keepers. Varieties like Bramley Seedling for cooking, or Winston and Granny Smith for eating, are not at their best when picked. They need a period of storage in a cool, dark, frost-free place. Picked in October or November, these apples will slowly mature, their starches turning to sugars, and will keep beautifully for months. A well-stored Winston can still be crisp and delicious in March, long after the tree is dormant. This excellent storage life is what truly makes the apple a cornerstone of the year-round orchard. You're not just harvesting for today, but for the months to come. The process of carefully wrapping each apple in newspaper and laying it in a wooden tray is a satisfying autumn ritual. It's a tangible act of providing for the future, of stocking your own larder with your own produce. It connects you to a long history of agricultural prudence and self-sufficiency. By planting just 3 or 4 different apple trees, an early, a mid-season, and 1 or 2 late keepers, you create a seamless supply. You can enjoy the delight of a sun-warmed apple in August, the classic taste of autumn in October, and the crisp refreshment of your own stored apple in February. It's through this thoughtful variety selection that the humble apple reveals its true power, offering flavor, security, and a connection to the turning of the year like no other fruit. Just as the last of the stored apples are being enjoyed, the garden begins to stir with new promise and, one of the first fruit trees to answer the call is the plum. Plums and their relatives, like damsons and gages, are honestly invaluable because they fruit so early in the season. Often, ready to harvest from July, they bridge that tricky gap between the last of the spring berries and the main autumn harvests of apples and pears. They are, the taste of high summer, offering a welcome glut of sweet, juicy fruit when little else is ready. This early season production is a significant strategic advantage in our quest for year-round fruit. A variety like the Czar plum is famously reliable and heavy cropping, while a Victoria plum, though needing a little more sun, will reward you with an abundance of sweet pinkish fruit. And we mustn't forget gages, like the old green gage, whose flavor is a sublime mix of honey and melon. Having one of these trees ensures your fruit bowl is full during the summer holidays. One of the great virtues of the plum tree is its adaptability. They are generally hardier than peaches and more tolerant of a range of conditions. Many varieties will grow happily in slightly heavier soil and with a little less direct sun than their fussier cousins. This robustness makes them a reliable choice for many gardens across the country. They are workmanlike trees, just getting on with the job of producing fruit without demanding perfect conditions. Their maintenance is also, wonderfully straightforward. Plums fruit on wood that is 1 or 2 years old, so they don't require the complex pruning systems that apples and pears sometimes do. The main rule is to only ever prune them in summer, after they have fruited, to avoid a nasty fungal disease called silverleaf. A simple thinning of crowded branches to let in light and air is usually all that is required to keep the tree healthy and productive. For their essential role in filling the summer gap, their general toughness, and their easygoing nature, plum trees are a must-have. They are the dependable heralds of the main fruit harvest, providing that first, glorious wave of stone fruit. Planting a plum is an investment in midsummer sweetness, a guarantee that the moment the weather turns truly warm, your garden will be ready with a delicious, juicy reward. We now turn to a fruit that has become a modern staple, beloved for its creamy texture and healthy fats: the avocado. Growing your own is a truly special experience, and a mature avocado tree can be incredibly generous. The key to its place in our year-round system is its unique and patient growth habit. Unlike most fruits, the avocado does not ripen on the tree. It reaches maturity and then simply waits, hanging on the branch for months, sometimes up to 8 months or even longer for some varieties. This remarkable trait is a game-changer for the home grower. It means the tree itself is your larder. You don't have to harvest everything at once. You can just go out and pick 1 or 2 avocados as you need them, leaving the rest to hang patiently on the tree. Once picked, they will ripen on your countertop in just a few days. This gives you complete control over your supply, preventing the frustrating situation of having dozens of fruits ripen all at the same time. It's nature's perfect pick-as-you-go system. The yields from a single, well-established avocado tree can be astonishingly high. A healthy tree can produce hundreds of fruits in a good year, providing a significant source of nutrient-dense food. Packed with monounsaturated fats, vitamins, and minerals, homegrown avocados are a true superfood. Having a consistent supply means you can incorporate this healthy and delicious fruit into your diet regularly, without the expense or the air miles of shop-bought alternatives. Of course, avocado trees do have specific needs. They are subtropical, so they require a frost-free environment. For many, this means growing them in a large pot that can be moved into a greenhouse or conservatory for the winter. Varieties like Bacon or Fuerte are known to be slightly more cold tolerant. They also require good drainage and are heavy feeders, benefiting from a rich compost mulch, but for those in the right climate, the reward is more than worth the effort. The avocado tree teaches us a lesson in patience. It grows slowly, and it holds its fruit with a quiet confidence. For its incredible nutrient density, its massive yearly yields, and most importantly, its unique ability to store fruit on the branch for months on end, the avocado is a cornerstone of food security for any garden that can host it. It offers a rich, creamy, and deeply satisfying harvest that you can control and enjoy for a huge portion of the year. For those in warmer, frost-free climates, there is a plant that grows with such speed and fruits with such relentless generosity that it almost seems to defy belief: the papaya. A papaya is not a tree in the traditional sense, but a large herbaceous plant that shoots up with incredible vigor. It can go from seed to fruiting in less than a year, a startling pace that makes it one of the fastest producers of all. In a warm garden, a papaya plant is like a fountain of fruit. Its production cycle is almost constant. As long as the weather remains warm, the papaya will continuously produce flowers at its crown, which then develop into fruit. This means you will have fruit at all stages of development on the plant at the same time. As the large, lower fruits ripen and are harvested, new ones are constantly forming above them. This conveyor belt system of production ensures that, for much of the year, you can harvest a fresh, sweet papaya every week or so. To support this rapid growth and constant fruiting, the papaya does need regular feeding. It's a hungry plant. A simple monthly feed is all it takes to keep it happy and in full production. I find a generous drink of about 2 liters of water, enriched with 2 tablespoons of homemade compost tea, provides the perfect boost. This feeds the soil life and provides the plant with the steady stream of nutrients it needs to fuel its incredible output. It's a small investment for such a magnificent return. The flavor of a homegrown papaya is a world away from the often disappointing imports found in supermarkets. When picked at the right moment, as the skin begins to blush with yellow or orange, the flesh is buttery soft, intensely sweet, and fragrant. It's a taste of pure tropical sunshine. The fruit is also packed with digestive enzymes and vitamins, making it as healthy as it is delicious. The papaya is a symbol of nature's sheer life force and speed. While it is limited to those with warm winters, its inclusion here is essential to show what is possible. For its almost constant fruiting cycle, its astonishingly rapid growth, and its simple feeding needs, the papaya is an engine of production. It demonstrates that with the right plant in the right place, the garden can provide a level of abundance that is truly astounding. Our final tree is another ancient marvel, a plant that offers not just fruit, but also extraordinary health benefits and beauty: the pomegranate. The pomegranate is a symbol of abundance and longevity, and for good reason. It is an incredibly resilient plant, perfectly suited to hotter, drier conditions where other fruit trees might struggle. This toughness makes it a sustainable choice for water-wise gardens and a reliable producer even in challenging summers. The true value of the pomegranate in our year-round system lies in its keeping qualities. The fruits, with their hard, leathery skin, are natural storage vessels. When harvested carefully in the autumn, they can be kept in a cool, dry place for many months. A pomegranate picked in October can still be perfect in January or February, its internal seeds, or arils, remaining juicy and jewel-like. This long storage life allows you to enjoy its fresh, tangy flavor deep into the winter. Beyond the taste, pomegranates are renowned for their health benefits. They are absolutely packed with antioxidants, vitamins, and anti-inflammatory compounds. Each ruby red aril is a tiny burst of goodness. Growing your own gives you access to this powerful nutrition in its freshest, most potent form. The act of breaking open a pomegranate and revealing the glittering jewels within is one of gardening's most satisfying moments. It feels like opening a treasure chest. The pomegranate tree itself is beautiful, with glossy leaves, sculptural branches, and stunning flame-orange flowers in the spring that are a magnet for pollinators. They can be grown as a large, multi-stemmed shrub, or trained into a small, single-trunk tree. They require very little pruning, and once established, are remarkably drought-tolerant, making them a very low-maintenance addition to the garden. Their resilience is something to be admired. And so, for its incredible health-giving properties, its exceptional storage life that carries the harvest through winter, and its resilience in the face of heat and drought, the pomegranate earns its place as a jewel in the crown of our productive garden. It's a tree that offers beauty, flavor, and wellness, asking for very little in return. It's a fitting end to our journey, a promise of vibrant life even in the quietest months of the year. And there we have it, 10 remarkable trees, each a piece of a puzzle that, when put together, can create a garden of near-constant abundance. From the ever-present lemon to the long-keeping pomegranate, we've seen how a thoughtful selection can provide you with fresh, home-grown fruit throughout the entire year. This isn't a fantasy, it's a practical, achievable goal for any gardener willing to plan ahead. It's about creating a resilient, productive, and deeply satisfying space that provides for you season after season. The real joy in this is the connection it fosters. Planting a tree is an act of hope, a vote for the future. Tending to it and harvesting its fruit weaves you into the fabric of the seasons, in a way that nothing else can. I hope this journey has inspired you to look at your own garden, no matter its size, and see the potential for this kind of lasting abundance. The power to grow your own food, and create your own food security, is one of the most rewarding skills you can cultivate. If you found this guide helpful, and want to explore more powerful natural gardening techniques, I do hope you'll subscribe to Nature's Blueprint. We're dedicated to sharing knowledge that helps you create a more beautiful and productive world, right outside your door. And please, share this video with a friend, a family member, or anyone you know who dreams of walking into their garden on any given day and picking something delicious to eat. Thank you for joining me. Happy gardening.